Interesting, huh? Did rain made it interesting? Did you all go inside or stay outside?
At the beginning of meetings, Coach came in and he told us we were going to the trader, so we were inside today. So
Gotcha.
that was good. We got a lot of work in inside. Like the rain doesn't ever stop us. Rain, thunder, lightning doesn't stop us. So we get to go inside and just keep working.
Mm-hmm. Your spot's an area that's gotten a lot of competition through spring and the summer and now into fall camp. Just talk about how that has gone for you guys.
Well, I mean, so me, Haycraft, and Nathan, we're all best friends. So it's not like we've been like mean to each other. We've really just been pushing each other to really work as hard as we can. If one of us ever has a question, we can go to the other. We can know that they're going to help us and everything. So we've all just been pushing each other to get a lot better.
How do you feel like the O-line's coming together?
I feel like we're doing really well. Like we're picking up a lot of blitzes and stunts and all throughout these last scrimmages, and even during the spring we're picking up stuff. Like it was noticeable how much better we were getting at that, and then we're blowing people off the ball every play. So yeah, I think we're doing really well.
Do you remember what your reaction was when you saw Mekhi Becton the first time?
He walked into, it was during spring ball. It was about the middle of the spring, and he walked in. Because I guess he was on a visit or something. He walked in during a meeting. And I was just like, wow, that's a big kid. It really caught me off guard because we had some really big guys like Ken, Danny, Jaron, Toriano. We got some really big guys, and he just makes everybody else look small. He's really that big. Mm-hmm. So, wow was the reaction.
So you get to snap balls to Lamar. How what's your
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I traveled all last year, so I was at every game. I got to watch them in person, but I never got to play with them all last year. So it's really cool knowing I'm playing with a Heisman Trophy winner, going to be NFL draft pick. It's really cool. It's really exciting.
It's a kind of bittersweet the fact that if you're doing your job right, you're not necessarily going to get to see all the cool stuff that he might be able to do out there.
We watch film every day after the game, so I get to see it eventually, so it's not a big deal to me. As long as I get to see people go in the end zone, it's not a big deal.
Robbie, what do you feel like are your the strengths at center? Like, why is it that you feel like you've been able to make a move for the first game now?
Well, I think mentally, I feel like a lot of it's the mental aspect from being last year, being a new freshman, not knowing much of the playbook until starting to learn the basics of it and started getting the gist of it during fall camp last year, but really during spring and during this past summer, I've been in the film room. I've been learning blitzes, how to recognize them and everything. I think it's really helped me know where the defense is going to go before I take my steps and I try to go block them.
How are you, how do you kind of evaluate yourself, in pass versus run blocking and that kind of thing?
Well, I think in run blocking, I do a pretty good job of getting low, blowing people off the ball. And then pass blocking, again, the mental aspect, knowing where the D lineman, where the movement's going to come from, where the game's going to come from, it really helps me just be able to get my pass sets, know how I need to set everything, how to pass games and stuff. So I think a lot of it's just mainly just the mental, knowing where people are going. It really helps me.
What's it kind of been like to be a younger guy, only your second year now, and calling out some of the plays and the calls and things like that? And guys having to take your leads.
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, again, last year I was just a freshman. I was happy to be there. I was working to make sure I got to stay there on the travel squad and everything. And this year, I really just tried to make sure everybody knows where they're going and make sure I know what's going on defensively, offensively, and everything, so I can make sure everything gets right so that Mark can go win another Heisman Trophy. So,
why do you think Mike Summers is so successful as an offensive line coach?
He's really helped us teach. Or hasn't helped us. He's taught us really well. He's just really helped us get a greater understanding of the offense on the smaller details and everything. And it's really, I think it will show our first game just how detail oriented he is and how much it's helped us improve in the run and the pass, everything.
What are some of those smaller details that might have been a little bit harder to grasp as you start playing center? What's like the thing that challenged you the most so far?
Well, when I first got here, I was snapping the ball and taking a step at the first time. But over the past year, it's really noticing during what fronts, what kinds of blitzes, what kind of movements are going to come. So when we run and we see safeties rolling over and we see overhangs and all, we know it's stuff like that. Just the smaller details of knowing again, it's a lot of it for me is just mental, knowing where everything's going. So that's really been one of those details, and yeah, that's really.
Would you play in high school? Which position were you tackle mostly?
Junior year I played guard and tackle, and then senior year I played tackle.
Have you ever played center before you got here?
I played center in Little League, and then I did for about 3 days during freshman year. Then I got moved to tackle. So
Okay, so it was how much was that in the recruiting process that they mentioned they may, use you to tackle when you got to Louisville?
well,
Was that talked about very much?
they told me the junior day that I came in, I got my offer. They told me you're not going to play tackle here. You're going to play guard or center. So I mean, I know I'm a pretty big guy, but I know I'm not a Mekhi Becton size kind of guy. So I know I'm not going to be playing tackle. So I accepted. I was fine with it, and I knew being more towards the interior, if I was at center, I'd have to mentally know what was all going on, and so I'd have to be able to help call out points and where everybody's going and everything. So when I accepted that, it was like I came in, I was like, I need to start learning everything. I need to, and so I was fine.
What was Louisville like your first big power conference offer?
Yeah, they were. So what happened? I was supposed to come on a junior day, and it was the year the really bad snowstorm came to town. They had to cancel the junior day. They moved it 2 weeks later. So I went to Georgia State, and they were my first offer. Then I came here, and then they ended up offering me. And I really enjoyed it when I came up here the first time. And I think it was 3 months after they offered me, I was ready to come out. I really enjoyed it here.
I would say that just from sort of following you on Twitter and stuff, you seemed like you were one of the more passionate Louisville commitments, that you probably weren't going to flip to another school.
Well,
what was that like that year there that you were, is sort of.
Well, that year I had a bunch of bigger schools. I had schools like Texas and Georgia Tech, and some hometown schools that came in during my senior year. But it didn't really matter to me because I knew this was the place for me. I knew this place would give me the best opportunity to get on the field and to one day, if I can, go to the league. And so that's why it was an easy decision for me.
Who's the toughest guy to go against on the D line right now?
Probably Drew. Drew does a really good job when we do run game of trying to split the double teams and all. Then pass game, he's really good at using his hands and wiping down our hands in the pass rush.
He talks a lot off the field. Does he talk a lot on the field too?
Yeah, he does. He does talk a lot on the field. He'll talk a lot when he's in his stance, when you're in your stance. Everything doesn't really matter. But I mean, he's really good, so he can go talk all he wants.
All right. Thanks, bro.